There we go.
Don't smack it in the dumbbell.
The hell?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Are you real?
This is a special report from WNKW News. We now go live in the studio with Gail Turner.
It has been 4 years since the Haddonfield massacre and the disappearance of legendary resident Michael Myers. Local authorities have exhausted many hours across the board in order to find the missing assailants with no luck or trail. However, there might be a break in the case. 4 bodies were discovered mutilated near the town of Russellville earlier this morning by a local jogger. The victims had their throats slashed.
So what do we got?
We've got multiple lacerations with a large Lamson kitchen knife, 17 inches to be exact, multiple stab wounds averaging 8 per victim, bringing the total body count to 32. They all bled out in less than 2 minutes. Barker, I know you'd hate to admit it, but it's him.
Yeah. That's what I was afraid of. Mrs. Strode, somehow I knew you were going to show up. That's why I'm going to give you this one warning. Turn around and leave now, or I'm going to arrest you for obstruction.
It's Michael, isn't it?
Laurie, don't. You've already set this town back so far, we might as well be in the dark ages. I'm not going to have a repeat of what happened 4 years ago. So please, leave.
No, I know it's him.
Laurie, I'll keep you in the loop. Until then, please leave.
It's him.
Was that her?
It was.
Look, Sheriff, I don't want to step on your toes, and I know time is of the essence. But we have no choice. He's going to kill again. And quite honestly, I would like to know what she knows. She was as close to him as Loomis was, and that can help us catch him.
Well, she's going to want to get involved.
Well, that's where your department comes in. My job is to catch the son of a bitch.
You know that's impossible and against regulation.
Sheriff, we don't have time for regulation. These killings have got to stop.
And I intend on ending this nightmare before anyone else gets hurt. But however, do me a favor and keep your distance away from Laurie Strode.
Sheriff, with all due respect, I have no interest in keeping any distance. I am interested in stopping Michael and putting an end to his reign.
And if Laurie gets involved, you can consider this my resignation because I will not have any more blood on my hands.
Laurie, sweetie, we've searched everywhere and there hasn't been a sighting since that evening.
Evil just doesn't disappear. It hides.
stands across the street looking in both directions, making sure no other is in sight. It was way past the hours of trick-or-treating, except for the escapades going on inside the house. His sanctuary, the source, the grounds of metamorphosis. He creeps up to the window and peers past the drawn curtains to see his sister Judith tenderly embracing her boyfriend David.
We are alone, aren't we?
Michael's around someplace. Take off that thing.
His rage intensifies as he watches them leave and disappears to the upstairs bedroom. He steps back to the front of the house, and like a beacon to a ship at sea, the bedroom light goes dark, giving him the cue to silently move through the shadows and through the backyard and into the kitchen. Near the stove was a drawer. He reaches in and pulls out a large Lamson kitchen knife. While making his way through the house, he stops at the sight of a light conversation as David kisses Judith goodbye. He says he'll call her tomorrow and makes his way down the stairs and out the front door. Now they're alone. Brother and sister locked inside their own dismal reality, with one gaining the upper advantage. He climbs up the stairs and towards the faint sounds of humming from under the cracked door. From the doorway he could see her clothes were strewn in a trail to her bed. Steps into the room and was halfway across when she turned and saw him. "Michael!" she yelled. The first slash of the knife caught her on the wrist, splashing blood across her chest and legs. She jumped to her feet and backed away to the wall, knocking over her chair. The paranasm began to die down as he stood over her. It was almost impossible to recognize this piece of hacked flesh. Blood was everywhere, and the sour odor of it rose from his hands, intoxicating him. But why? What drove him to this? What caused this act with such malice and no moral all this time? And I still can't find the connection. There must be. Otherwise, Loomis was right. This wasn't a man. This was purely and simply evil. What goes through your mind? Why are you killing? Must be stopped.
Gentlemen, we have reason to believe that the fugitive, Michael Myers, is hiding somewhere within the city limits of Russellville. I want a tight perimeter. Then after that, we're going to search every backyard, house, park, and stone until he is found. Is that understood?
Sir, yes, sir!
Dismissed.
I want this done strictly by the books, Lieutenant.
I have my orders directly from the President himself. He's to be taken out.
When was this given? I'm supposed to bring him in alive and unharmed. You're supposed to be the last line of defense.
We're not taking any chances here. Why don't you stand back and let me do my job?
Mrs. Strode? I'm Special Agent Grant Siphon. I'm a FBI profiler that's been following the Myers case since Dr. Loomis passed.
What can you tell me that I don't already know?
Honestly, I think we're dealing with something more than just a man.
I don't understand.
After carefully examining both your case from 1978 and the 2018 massacre, I think this is something he's been building to.
And what would that be?
The extinction of mankind.
You know, Grant, I don't get you. In all my years in the force and dealing with you feds, I never got you guys at all. You can spend all this time and energy on one case, and when you hit one speed bump or come across one dead end, you pull the plug. 4 years ago, he brought this entire town down to its knees to the brink of extinction. 2 weeks afterwards, you pulled the plug when you couldn't find him. You reduced the case to part-time. Might as well have been no time. And now all of a sudden he resurfaces? He's public enemy number 1? We've had to live in fucking fear for 4 years ever since then. Laurie's been living with it since 78. So please tell me, what exactly are you going to do this time that is so different?
They're planning on taking him down.
Well, isn't that the end game?
I have my orders to bring him back so he can face a jury of his peers.
Are you kidding me? He is evil incarnate and you think that just locking him up and throwing away the key and that's gonna stop him?
Mrs. Strode, whether you'd like it or not, there is a system in place and we have to oblige to it.
Fuck the system!
Laurie, where are you going?
I am ending this tonight. He will draw his last breath when I take his head.
Michael!
I have been waiting 45 years for